What's up everybody, my name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today is Friday, January 24th. In today's video, I want to talk about dog Bitcoin, but most importantly, there has been some FUD circulating across crypto Twitter saying that runes are dead, runes is over, and BRC20s are coming back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to go ahead and debunk all of these different manipulative lies and also this random FUD that's been circulating, because honestly, it's just noise. And I'm going to share with you why it's just noise. There's a lot of different things happening with dog Bitcoin. Now, what I'm going to share with you is different articles, also different data points, different apps that are applying Bitcoin meme coins, aka runes, into their applications. And most importantly, I want to share with you who's been buying into dog and why in the charting and analysis, this possibly is the bottom of Bitcoin dog. So let's get right into it. Let's go ahead and smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our Patreon page and our X platform, and please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I will never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email, so please be careful and invest safely. So guys and girls, let's get right into it. So dog right now is around a 430 million market cap, around a 1.5% gain over the past 24 hours. Now remember, back in around I think June or July of 2024, the lowest that we ever saw dog Bitcoin was 180 million market cap. And at that moment, people were saying runes are dead. And now people are saying it again with a higher market cap at around 430 million market cap. This is just noise. I mean, if you just look at where dog Bitcoin is ranked, it even flipped Melania. Remember when Melania, aka Melania Trump's token, came out? People were like, oh my God, this may be the next new token, but really it had insider allocations. And it just ended up dumping in its market cap. And so now dog still has a really great sustainable price and market range. Remember, 430 is the new 180 million market cap, okay? So it's the new low for dog Bitcoin. Now, when you look at the price of dog, it's still at around a 430 million market cap on Magic Eden, even though with the price in sats, it's around 4 sats to around 4.15 sats. It's been ranging around that time for maybe the past week or so. Now, the reason I bring that up is because usually when I see the market cap, like say for instance, if it's 434 million market cap, the SAT price is usually close to the market cap at around 4.3 or 4.25, but it's actually lower. So what's really interesting is that on chain, I'm seeing that the market cap is actually much higher than what we're seeing in the price listed in sats on Magic Eden. So that means that there is much more liquidity, not in these decentralized marketplaces like OKX or say for instance Magic Eden or Unisat. That means that there's more liquidity on the centralized exchanges as well. Now, when you look at the highest percentage of 1K holders, dog right now is one of the biggest free fair distributions. This is why it's really important to study dog, because you start to understand, wow, there really is no insiders, why I won't follow a Melania or a Trump token or a Nero token or a Dogs token or any of these peanut tokens, all these other scam tokens. Basically, there is much more free and fair distribution, which allows there to be a more stable floor, which is why you're seeing still at a 430 million market cap. Now, Dog PTC, who is on vacation right now, creates the top 100 wallets, both inflow and outflow reports. As you can see here, again, you're not seeing a lot of selling activity. You're actually seeing a little bit more buying activity. So even the centralized exchanges to these other top 100 wallets, they're accumulating small bags, okay? They're not accumulating a lot, because a lot of these whales actually do have a ton of these tokens, so they're just kind of like sitting around just waiting, or just dollar cost averaging at the time where a dog can actually be more affordable. Now, look at the amount of unique buys lately. Now, this was just a few days ago. Now, we're seeing $10,000 orders. We saw another one for $14,000, another one for $36,000, and last but not least, another one for $20,000. So this is just proof of how people dollar cost average, because they see the price of where dog is right now, they're buying as much as they can. So right now, this is the dollar cost averaging phase, which is actually the quite boring phase, which is completely normal. Now, look at the different apps. So I've been actually testing out OKX Web3 wallet. Now, the reason I tested this out is because I wanted to understand what other decentralized applications are actually allowing you to buy dog. So I tested it out, and this is how these people in Asia are actually buying dog on their platform. So let's talk about the runes are dead narrative that's circulating across crypto Twitter, because honestly, yes, Businessman made up a great point where yes, you know, it's pretty hard for people to buy these runes and it's not really UX or UI friendly. And that's completely normal. I mean, right now, the friction that we have, I think is the advantage for people who understand the technology before it becomes really easy for retail investors to buy on centralized exchanges, or if there's some scaling solution, if it's OpCap Arch Network or some other platform decides to make basically trading runes very easy. But before that actually happens, people are going to say runes are dead. Now, what's interesting is that we're seeing different applications such as Slingshot talk about how they're going to implement meme coins on Bitcoin into their app. Now, you can download this specific app on your phone, which allows you to buy these things very easily. We have Juan's is a wizard saying everything keeps aligning. Slingshot Crypto will offer Bitcoin tokens, aka runes. Distribution, i.e. the ability to reach more holders, will keep only expanding, and the trading experience offered by the dexes and the marketplaces will only continue to evolve. We're buying runes at a fraction of the market of their peers on other chains. And Charfu, which is part of the Magic Eden team's token, the ME token, he says Magic Eden, Slingshot, Xverse, Vector is another application that you can download on your phone. Hopefully Moonshot are working to make runes trading easy. Full send it. Juan's also continues to talk saying everything aligning for Bitcoin meme coins like clockwork, and then this ultra bullish macro crypto news. Or Bitcoin meme coins above a $1 billion market cap before end of February. That's actually an interesting point. Maybe it could happen. Now let's talk about what Leonidas had to say regarding the flooding of runes. People have been flooding runes and dog for over a year now. Yet runes are still the #1 token standard on Bitcoin, and dog is still the #1 token on Bitcoin after BTC. The dog army will be sure to wave our haters from the moon. And I said, they FUD runes because they are still relevant and it's great clickbait. Leonidas responded saying people don't FUD things that nobody cares about. So I think that is extremely bullish. And why do we bring that point up? So the reason I bring that up is because the reason people FUD runes is because it's still relevant to the people's mind share. So say for instance, nobody really talks about BRC20 tokens, the good or the bad things. And it's because it hasn't reached that audience. No one really cares. And that's the most important part is mind share. What do people like the most? There is nothing on the BRC20 side, not to talk any crap, but I have to be very honest, that supports a free and fair movement. Yeah, you can consider it like an ERC20 token of Bitcoin, but BRC20 tokens really are just the UTXO model. And yes, they're coming out with a BRC 2.0 that's going to come out very soon, but still it's built on top of the Ordinals protocol. Remember, Ordinals protocol was created by Casey. Casey created runes. So it's a different alternative fungible tokens. So as much as you're seeing all this news around BRC20 tokens, nonetheless, people on the developer side, they're creating integrations with runes, not BRC20 tokens. Hopefully that makes sense. Even if you go in the Coinbase.App, if you type in Bitcoin in the search engine, you can see that dog Bitcoin is one of the very few things that will pop up on Coinbase. And this was shared by Bitcoin's Twitter account, aka X account, which I think has around 7.4 million followers. So right now, dog is gaining a lot of engagement. You're not going to see any BRC20 tokens in there. Now, Decrypt Media also expands on the MetaMask expansion into Bitcoin and beyond. It talks about Ordinals, it talks about runes, but also Montoya, who's part of the team at MetaMask, talks about how there's so much happening with the Bitcoin ecosystem, and basically what they're looking for is for someone who can make strategic decisions about what the most important things to explore are, and that is runes and ordinals. They wouldn't talk about BRC20 tokens. This is why you need to follow the news, not what people say in terms of their emotions or feelings on crypto Twitter. And also some other news, I just want to talk about dog on the Binance futures, okay? Regardless of what you think, if it's going to happen or not, Dog's army is so strong, it puts the ranking of Dog in number 5 in futures next, okay? You're not seeing any BRC20 tokens in here. This is why people are focused more on runes, not on people's feelings. And then Dan from Crypto Capital Venture says, meme coins are its own asset class. There will be meme coin ETFs, which I do believe. This asset class will be worth trillions of dollars, which I absolutely do believe. Because if you think about it, crypto is going to be fully adopted within the US, and we already had some basic paperwork signed and executive orders signed from Donald Trump himself. So therefore, if you could just zoom out for one moment, you realize that the number one meme coin on Bitcoin is currently the most undervalued meme coin, and that's Dog. So let's go into the charting and analysis. So this is why it's really important, right? We passed by the January 20th election. We still have February 1st Bitcoin bull run. So yes, we broke out of this ascending triangle. So what does that mean? That means we are in a bearish trend. That's completely fine. The support level is here at around a 400 million market cap. We actually did see a drop below that just like quite quickly, but retraced back. But this is the new low because everything below this, there is no support level. Basically, everything that you're seeing in terms of this support right here is all done by long-term conviction holders, whales, who know exactly what's going on. Remember, not too long ago, back in June and August, our lowest low was around 180 million market cap. Now our new bottom, our new low is the 400 million market cap. So you kind of see how this works. So every time we have this new bottom, we start to form higher lows. So basically what you're experiencing right now is consolidation phase. You're going to be bored out of your mind. And when you're bored, you're going to have a lot of time being with your emotions. And when you're with your emotions start to act and make decisions for you. And it says like, listen, ain't nothing going on. You might as well buy this little thing or that little thing. The things that are shiny, the things that can make you money really quickly. You're going to start speculating on different assets, even other than Bitcoin, because you're going to chase the next fancy thing. But this is the great thing about long-term conviction holders, sharks and whales, and leverage traders that are very experienced. All they do is hodl or dollar cost average and hold. That's all they do. And that's basically what they're doing with Dog. So they're waiting for people to fumble their bag, buy in when people fumble the bag and that they're bored, and then they just ride it to the moon and then just take profits as the price keeps going up and up and up. Even look at the RSI. We actually bottom out. Still at the RSI, even with the MACD, still bottom out. So we actually could be trading sideways for a month or so. I mean, just look at back here. It happened back here as well. It took quite a few months for that price of Dog to go back to the upside, and it could happen again. But look at the selling pressure. The selling pressure is actually very weak. If you're looking at this MACD, look how weak these sellers market candles are, okay? Very, very little compared to this over here. So right now, the weakening of selling pressure is getting weaker. We saw it happen over here. We saw a slight pump to the buyer's market, back down to the seller's market, back up to the buyer's market. So we could see a little bit of sideways consolidation, and this is how it is. This is how the game is played. So you must be wondering, what am I going to do? Believe it or not, I'm actually buying more Dog. This has been my strategy ever since Dog was at 180 million market cap. Now, a lot of things are going to happen over the weekend. And again, we don't know what news may come out of maybe a centralized exchange listing happening very soon for Dog Bitcoin, maybe a Binance futures next. But what is proven in this video is that regardless of what people say that runes are dead, it's just noise. It's just people that need clickbait. You know, you'll see a lot of people writing articles saying runes are dead. And it's honestly what journalists need to do in order to keep their job. They need to get you to click on their articles. And also, if you're seeing all the applications building for runes implementation, they're dominating over BRC20 tokens. That's just the reality of things. And this is why I always focus on data and analytics. So I hope that this video has been very helpful for you to understand why it's important to understand that during these times of consolidation can be very boring, and why your emotions are going to surface. You will be challenged. But I've been through this cycle before in 3 different cycles within Bitcoin. And every single time that I've done this, all I had to do was just hodl. And that's the biggest lesson that you can learn. And you actually become a way better trader. And this is why I've been able to DCA with Dog, because I have so much Bitcoin available to buy these things. And that's the game that's being played. And so hopefully you become a better investor in these types of things. But no matter what, Dog Bitcoin is going to be the meme coin this cycle regardless. It's a meme coin super cycle. It's a rune super cycle. Come on, everything's in line for Dog. So I don't need to remind everybody. I think you know what's up. So go ahead and smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our Patreon page and our X platform to receive all of our alpha calls and trades regarding Dog on the Moon. Until then, have a nice weekend, everybody.